or chat. Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
At Doane University, we build leaders. And that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours. And our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
When you look at Nebraska baseball, a 40-win season, best pitching in the Big Ten, above average offense for the Big Ten. You go to regionals, far and away the best pitching staff, but a good half a run below even the third worst offense in that regional. When you look at Nebraska baseball, is that a program that needs to improve the pitching first or the lineup first to be able to make more of a dent in the postseason?
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Early break with Sip and Jake.
The highlight of the first segment easily was Jake being concerned about the sand that would need to be brought into Memorial Stadium if they played softball.
It's for the optics here. It just looks better with sand.
So do you think the infield is just sand, Jake?
I see. I'm wrong with you.
It's not sand.
It looks better with the sand look on it.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. We got the host, Chancellor Brewington, to my left on a nice, warm Thursday night. Had a little bit of a cloudburst there with some heavy rain. But nonetheless, we got the host, Chancellor. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. We're actually on the brick and mortar. The Royals played earlier today. You can also put a face to the voice. That's Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Allo Channel 961, and Twitter as well. Don't want to forget that one. And of course, Chancellor, how's it going? I saw you in here early again today. I don't know if you're shooting for overtime. You got to be close, man.
Yeah, we was in here a little earlier. But I'm happy to be in the studio today. It's a great day, but it's a warm day. It is a warm day.
It's muggy. Man,
make sure you got your AC on. Get a fan. That fan in the room that we were talking about the other night that might be OD. Hey, you need it now. It's time. It's time. You need it now. But start to show off always with 1/4 wisdom or 1/4 wisdom.
Quarter century, however you want to break it down.
Quarter century wisdom. Mm-hmm. My goodness, we just change it up every day. Quarter century wisdom. Today, we're staying. This is day 10 of the of the positivity challenge.
It's only 10 days, right? Like, if you can graduate today.
Yeah, I graduate today.
I should try to throw you off. That should be my goal now. I want to take it to you.
We should have a dark episode. No,
I can't believe how overrated LeBron James is.
So, see, I could turn that into a positive, but I'm not even going to waste my my training on you. No, but today is day 10, so I figured we just go back and just reiterate all what we've been saying throughout these last 10 days. First of all, you have the choice to have a positive, to have positive emotions or negative emotions. It's in your control. It's in your hands. And once we take that power, we can literally control how our day, how we react to our days, the emotional state we're in. And by being in a better emotional state, we'll make better decisions. By making better decisions, we'll positively affect the quality of life we live. So that's my I guess my wisdom for today.
Give me a quick synopsis and explain to everyone, because we typically stream quite a bit when the Royals are on. So people are in their car, they're like, what's this 10 days even about? Quick synopsis.
Okay.
And I'm curious, like, what's actually changed? And I know you haven't, you don't got the diploma in hand, but what's changed?
The diploma in hand. Okay, so quick synopsis. So basically, I'm reading a book. It's called Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Most people have known Tony Robbins. He was really big in the 90s, early 2000s, still big right now. But basically the book gives you a bunch of mental strategies to conquer negative emotions and take back your emotions, take back your state of feeling, and really put it in your hands. And it gives you a process to where when negative emotions come into play, it gives you a process how to flip those negative into emotions, how to analyze them, get leverage on them, create them into a positive and get you in a better emotional state, which will produce, just a more productive day. And I've been doing that for the last 10 days. It's been tough. There's been times where I'm like, but now I'm realizing that I'm doing it without thinking about it. Now when something comes in, like, it's out in like 30 seconds because it's always going through the process of first. So like the example would be, for the people who are just hearing about this, the example would be, let's say I'm feeling stressed out about work. I use this one, right? Not saying but just as an example. Yep. Saying stressed out about work. So you take that emotion. Okay, I'm stressed out. Can we find another word for stress? We'll take the word stress because there's already an emotional pattern linked to the word stress that we have. So we'll take the word stress. We'll implement it with some. I'm feeling a lot of pressure at work. Okay, good. Why are you feeling pressure? I'm feeling pressure because I'm being trusted with a new position. Okay, why are you being trusted with a new position? Because I'm good at my job. Oh, you're good at your job. Why are you good at your job? Because I speak well, or I do this, I do this, I do this. My boss believes in me. My boss trusts me. And then all of a sudden, we just broke that stressed emotion down, flipped it all the way into my boss trusts me. I'm good at my job. And now anytime that stress thing, even if it tries to come back, we already have a routine to get it up out of there. So that's basically what the 10-day challenge is to take all those emotions, put it through that, and put it into a positive. So by the end of those 10 days, technically speaking, you won't have let a negative emotion sit in your mind for, more than 2 minutes.
It's a good exercise, man.
Yeah.
I will say I haven't done the full 10 days yet, but it's hard to remember. I will say that's the hardest part I've had. Just trying to remember that, because I'll go for like 5 minutes, just fuming about something stupid.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to work on trying to flush that out with something positive.
Yeah. And it was awesome because I think it was someone I think on the text line this week.
We might have
someone on the text line said that they were thinking more positively because we were talking about this challenge and stuff like that.
It might have been Kim Kelly.
Hey, yeah. Shout out Kim Kelly. But yeah, that was the challenge we did, or I did this week. I still got a few more hours.
Yeah.
Still gotta stay disciplined. But what the I guess the theory behind it is, if you do it for 10 days straight, it's a very radical experience, I would say, having no negative thoughts for 10 days. It's very radical. So when you come out of the 10 days, it will be just second nature to you. So that's kind of why it's a whole 10-day period, not not like a 3-day or a whole day thing.
And you got to reset every time you mess up.
Yeah.
That's a key part.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a key part. And so the rule is that if you let a negative thought sit in your mind for more than 3 minutes, then you have to reset the 10 days over with. And thank goodness I didn't get to that part. So
yeah, good for you. I had some of those moments watching Mavericks Celtics.
Hey, I ain't been watching no basketball. If I would have seen the Celtics winning, I might have had to reset.
Yeah, I mean, usually sports don't bother me that much, but it was one of those games. One of those games last night where it was just kind of tough to watch defensively from the Mavericks standpoint. And I won't go into too much. You probably heard it for hours at end today, but just was not a good showing from Luka Doncic on defense.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the basketball because it's going to be so frustrating because I feel as if the Celtics are going to sweep them.
Yeah, it feels like a gentleman sweeps around the corner.
Yeah, and maybe the Mavs get one at home and then Celtics go home and it's a whole parade in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost 21 games. They've won over 100 at this point. Again, counting the regular season and the playoffs together because they've only dropped, I think, did they sweep the Pacers? Was that a sweep? Was that a gentleman's sweep? I think that was their only sweep. So they dropped one game to the Heat, one game to the Cavs. That's two.
I thought Pacers got a win.
They might have gotten a win.
I think they got a win.
Either way, you're sitting just at 20 or just above 20 losses and over 100 wins.
Yeah.
To think they're going to drop 4 in the rest of the series
No
it's over for Mavericks fans, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I mean, anything can happen, but this one's looking more impossible than a lot of finals we've seen before.
And I'll just say one last comment on the NBA. I seen the Strick show.
We talk back.
The WTF, and I seen the clip, and you said the clip was even longer.
Yeah, I could have played it for 3 more minutes.
That's insane. That's unacceptable in any sport, especially at the highest. Yeah, I'm not finna talk about this man business, but that's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like a conditioning thing, but again, that always comes down to effort. That's off-season work. You know, you don't.
You should be conditioned this late in the season.
Exactly.
There's no way it's conditioning.
Well, it depends what you're doing after games. You know, like you can be in shape, you can get through that type of shape in the regular season, but like playoffs, defense hits different. Like you got to be all out. And again, when you're kind of the main focus, main engine of the offense, it's going to take a lot out of you. You have to have enough left in the tank on defense, and he just doesn't have it right now.
Yeah. Okay, I have a fun thing that we'll do right now.
Shrimp wontons? No.
Shrimp wontons. That is crazy.
Shout out Monty Scott.
Yeah.
That guy is go check out Monty Scott, comedian out of Omaha. If you see his name pop up, go to one of his shows. He's one of the funnier guys I've met.
Bro. He's hilarious. Go back and watch that show if you haven't seen it. We were talking about Joey Chestnut and one of the other food that he's the champion of is shrimp wontons.
I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to butcher it. But yes, one of his rivals. And they're doing a Netflix special where he's going to face his rival.
I probably won't watch it.
No, I'm not into it either. But it's a smart move for Joey Chestnut, right?
No, yeah.
Let's go strike up a Netflix deal if I'm banned.
Get your money.
Anyways.
Okay, so we're going to stick. Last show, we were talking about radical college football fans.
Yes.
Now, we're going to talk some college football players in the past, I would say, I think this list is 10 years. Last 10 years, last decade. We're going to go start, bench, cut.
Ooh, for radical fan bases.
No. We're just going to go for players.
Oh, for players.
Yep,
okay.
Start, bench, cut for college football players. First one, we got QBs. Okay? We got start, bench, cut. Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, and Marcus Mariota.
Ooh, Marcus Mariota's cut.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Deshaun Watson and who?
Joe Burrow.
Deshaun Watson bench, Joe Burrow starting.
Starting Joe Burrow?
We're assuming they're healthy?
In college. This is like you've never seen him play in the pros.
Yeah, give me Joe Burrow. College Joe Burrow? Animal.
You're taking Joe Burrow?
LSU?
You're taking Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I'm taking Joe. I mean, LSU, Joe Burrow was one of the most incredible offenses.
Marcus Mariota? At Oregon?
Yeah, that's such a tough one because they literally changed the rules around that.
In 2019 LSU was one of the best college football teams of all time.
Yeah, it was, but that's the same argument for
Oregon.
Yeah, and I was thinking NFL,
but
so
Deshaun,
I would cut Deshaun Watson. I would put Mark. This is tough, dude.
Cut
this is
Deshaun.
Good. We gotta pull up the
okay.
numbers.
I get. Yeah.
Like this is close.
This is close
because
This is
you
close.
just put Joe Burrow, historic season at LSU, Marcus Mariota, historic. These are all historic seasons.
Yeah, Deshaun
makes a good argument.
Battle Bama every year.
Yep.
Yeah. I go. Okay. So what's yours? What's your final take?
I'm still gonna take Joe Burrow. That offense was absolutely insane.
Okay, Joe Burrow. Start with Joe Burrow.
Yep. Maybe I stick with my guns here. I think it was more on the offense breaking the system.
Right.
So I'm gonna give me Deshaun Watson bench. I'm gonna cut Marcus Mariota. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go Deshaun. Start Deshaun. I'll go bench Marcus. Cut Joey. Cut Joey B.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I cut Joey B.
All right.
I cut Joey B. Okay, we got running backs up next.
Oof.
Start bench cut. Leonard Fournette. Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley.
You can go first. These are hard, man. These are brutal.
I know these are brutal.
You take the first one.
Okay. I'll go. I have to start Saquon. I
agree. I'm starting Saquon as well.
And this might be against the norm, but I'll bench Leonard Fournette and cut Zeke. I know that's crazy.
No, it came in my head, but I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
Fournette's cut. Man, this is gonna make people mad regardless of how you answer.
Yeah. There's no.
That's my answer. We're Fournette's. Yeah, I'm not gonna cut him. Or no, I'm cutting Fournette. Zeke's my bench player,
and you're starting Saquon.
Yeah, we're starting Saquon.
You can't go around with that. Okay. Should we go the Husker edition with receivers?
Yeah. All right.
I can't answer this one because I know him.
Yep.
We got Trey Palmer,
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Bell,
Mm-hmm.
Samari Toure. I can't answer this one.
Start Trey Palmer, bench Kenny Bell, cut Toure.
Okay.
Trey Palmer, after that Purdue game, I was like, okay, this guy's broken.
Yeah.
This guy is just insane. And if you put
I'm not mad either way.
You put Trey Palmer with that same wide receiver core that Kenny Bell had.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. There's just I mean, maybe that's part of it too, is maybe if you put Kenny Bell on that Husker offense,
right,
he maybe has those insane numbers. But
right.
Yeah, I feel okay about that one. You can make a decent argument either way, but Trey Palmer, especially what he's doing in the NFL already, it was pretty clear this guy's a game breaker.
Yeah. Okay, I got a Bama edition of receivers too. I thought this one would be pretty good. We got Calvin Ridley. He was nuts.
Yeah, he was.
Devontae Smith and Julio Jones.
I'm gonna start. I think I might start. Who was Smith? Was the other one?
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. I don't know if I'm gonna start him. I might actually start Ridley.
Oh my gosh!
I'd have to look at the numbers. Smith's bench. Jones? No, I can't cut Jones. No, I can't.
Okay, this is what I'll do.
That might be my worst one yet. I'd have to really rethink because I don't like Julio Jones being cut at all. Let me see his stats.
I have to start Devontae because he has the best half of football ever played by a receiver in college football. In the national championship game, I think he had 200 yards at halftime. Like that was the best half of football any receiver has ever played in college football. And then I guess I would bench Julio and cut Ridley. That don't even sound right out my mouth. That don't even sound right.
All right. Yeah. Devontae Smith is probably starting. Let's just check Ridley's real quick.
I'm pretty sure he was the most landslided Blinkenkoff winner I've ever like seen.
Yeah. It's something to be astonished.
And
by.
Calvin Ridley had a really good time at Alabama too.
Yeah.
Was it near Devontae Smith?
This give me let me find the college football. It is a landslide. Calvin Ridley is cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Devontae Smith is starting. Julio Jones is the bench. We'll just start with Calvin Ridley. He's cut in his senior year, 27 or not. I'm saying senior year. This is a junior. Last year, we'll just call it the last year of his college career. He put up 967 yards, almost 1,000. His freshman year was actually the year he was able to put up over 1,000 yards on only 63 receptions. So despite having less receptions, he still gets 967.
That's usually how it goes for Bama receivers, though. They don't catch that many balls.
Julio Jones, his junior year, 78 receptions for 1,133 yards. And then the game breaker, Devontae Smith, not close. You have to start him. 117 receptions, 1,856 receiving yards.
If
you look at the numbers, that one's a lot more.
At 160 pounds, 155
to get 117 receptions too. To have that many catches, at that point you're just unstoppable. It's very clear you're the number one guy that you got to stop, and there's not a single answer.
Yeah, and to look at that receiving room, what they had. And to think at one point he wasn't on the field, he wasn't starting on the field as a freshman. Like, man, just wait. Young players out there, just wait till you get your turn. If you're working hard, obviously, if you can run like a gazelle, that helps too.
We got Brian T saying, "Y'all are ruthless. I quit."
Yeah, these are. I saw these, and they're not.
This is what you call rage engagement.
Rage engagement.
Yeah,
you just
you can put this on social media, and you'll have. All the fan bases crawl out of their corners.
Oh yeah. Might gotta clip these and just mess with some Bama fans.
I'll just go to the Alabama
or mess with
fan board.
Ohio State fans.
Yeah.
I cut Zeke. Hey, I'm sorry.
This would be a good Wisconsin running backs. Who would be the best
out of all the Wisconsin ones?
Yeah, we'd have to make a list. We'd have to
Melvin
do it
Gordon,
break. Allen.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen.
Braylon
Allen, and what's the other one?
We're missing one more here. Because they went from 3 great running backs in a row.
James Washington. No. Jonathan Taylor.
Thank you.
So Jonathan Taylor,
Braylon Allen, and Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon starting.
Unfortunately for what he did to Nebraska.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor or Braylon Allen?
I'm taking Jonathan Taylor, cutting Braylon Allen.
Yeah, I'm cutting Braylon. Yeah.
You got personal.
There is probably something behind that. I'm not gonna lie. There's something behind that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one where I know all too well.
Yeah.
This year's different.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been pretty good. I mean, we've been with Wisconsin, at least it's been a lot closer. Last year was different. What killed us last year was the quarterback, QB Ron, was just destroying Nebraska up the middle. A very smart game plan by Wisconsin. I was surprised by it, but they were able to just get every third and long or second and long with QB runs up the middle. We just weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
You got any more on that list before we go to break here? We got about 1:30. How many more fan bases can we tick off?
How many more fan bases can we tick off? Let's stay in the Big Ten.
All right.
Let's stay in the Big Ten. Thinking Ohio State, maybe.
Okay.
We can go receivers.
Yeah, we can go QBs. We can go receivers.
We can go we can go Mike Thomas, receiver.
Yep.
We can go
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh my gosh. And we can go what's his face? Smith
Najigba?
Yeah, Najigba.
Yeah, Najigba Smith. Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's probably I think so,
over
right?
Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, Mike Thomas or Jackson Smith Najigba. I don't know. I'd
have to look at the stats on this one. I think I think history wants to tell me to cut Smith, but
I would say
give me Thomas. Give me Mike Thomas. I'm gonna bench him. I'm gonna cut Smith. That might be the wrong Smith? Yeah, that might be the right. You say like Lord. Every time, like one of these guys is looking on the outside in.
I would go. I would start Marvin Harrison. I'm not cutting Michael Thomas. That was my favorite receiver. Him and Mike Williams at Clemson were my favorite receivers, and I can't cut him. And I hope the numbers are in Michael Thomas' favor.
56 receptions, 781 yards.
Oh no. Mike. Can't guard Mike. It's not looking too good.
Marvin Harrison Jr. was the clear standout.
Yeah.
So he's starting.
Come on. I think Jackson Smith, he went crazy.
2022. Okay, yeah. And we're going to look at, obviously, a sophomore year, junior year cut short. 95 receptions, 1,605 yards. Jackson Smith Najigba is benched. Thomas cut.
Dang.
Marvin Harrison Jr. He might actually, you can even make an argument that Jackson Smith starts with that number.
Yeah, you could. You could.
While we got time, let's quick look at Marvin Harrison Jr. and see how close this really is. Man, this is a great segment. I'm going to pocket this one for years now. Probably recap this every single year on wide receivers throughout and just any position throughout college football. I'm pretty clear that it's a little closer than I thought. It might be Jackson Smith-Njigba. Nah, you can. I cut the wrong guy.
You cut the wrong guy.
I cut the wrong guy. Marvin Harrison Jr. still an incredible 67 receptions, 1,211 yards, but 95 receptions, 1,606 yards for Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yeah, if we're going off numbers, I mean, you have to.
Yeah,
you have to.
A lot of that, you got to look at the personnel around it too. But Marvin Harrison Jr. really was that guy, so you think he would have the edge. That's kind of the way I was leaning.
Yeah.
They still have a pretty deep. They make it to Ohio State. They always do.
Yeah.
But that's an outstanding season. That 2021 season. And obviously not going to count the junior year. Only 3 games played, only 5 receptions. But with that being said, we'll throw out the break here. That was a gauntlet you just put me through.
Yeah, that was a gauntlet. And I didn't tell you, Harrison, we have a caller coming in next segment.
All right.
We have a caller coming in. If you want to learn some health tips, we're going to do a 180 pivot from start bench cut to some health tips. And make sure y'all tune in next segment.
Absolutely. What's brewing with Chancellor Brewington? We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
When you look at Nebraska baseball, I mean, a 40-win season, best pitching in the Big Ten, above average offense for the Big Ten. You go to regionals, far and away the best pitching staff, but a good half a run below even the third worst offense in that regional. When you look at Nebraska baseball, is that a program that needs to improve the pitching first or the lineup first to be able to make more of a dent in the postseason?
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
I think the plan is to go bigger at corner. You got to have bigger corners in this league because you got these receivers. You got to deal with Ohio State receivers. And I'm not saying small corners can't get it done, but small corners have to be extraordinary, right? They got to jump higher. They got to do things that bigger corners might not necessarily have to do. So, I mean, losing Ethan Nation, it's kind of a blow, but when you got to get down in scholarships anyway, it's not, man. They got to have their best guys, man.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Early break with Sip and Jake.
The highlight of the first segment easily was Jake being concerned about the sand. It would need to be brought into Memorial Stadium if they played softball.
It's for the optics here. It just looks better with sand.
Sir, do you think the infield is just sand, Jake?
I see. I was wrong with you.
It's not sand.
It looks better with the sand look on it.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Second segment of What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, the host to my left. And like you said, on the previous side, we got a guest calling in for the second time. That's your first guest there, but Chancellor, I'll go ahead and throw it over to you.
Yeah, so we're going to do this probably, once or twice every week, but we have health tips with Debbie Thomas coming in. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are we doing on this fine, was it Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday already.
Doing great. Just got done with an awesome Pilates class. Doing really good.
I love it. So today we got health tips with Debbie. This segment basically will be some type of health advice, some type of health tips, some type of research that Debbie Thomas has done. So let's hear this week's health tip.
Okay, first I came up with a name for this segment, Chance, I want to share. I just came up with it.
Let's hear it.
The Warrior Within Wellness Tip of the Week. So Warrior Within
I love it.
Is because we all have a warrior within. God gave us an immune system to keep the body alive, but also to heal itself when it's given the right tools to do so. So we all have a warrior within. So we're going to call this Warrior Within Wellness to activate your warrior within. So my health WWW tip. Okay, so my tip for this week, and I have so many, so I'm just going to do one today, but I have so many things to share, and I think that anybody could use this, really no matter what age, but it's tart cherry juice. And you as an athlete, or all the athletes out there of any age, should be especially interested in this, but so should people that are aging, because I wrote down 10 of the top benefits, but I'll touch on one and then you can respond to that. But as far as athletes go, it's so rich in antioxidants that it decreases muscle soreness by getting rid of inflammation. And it gives you a bunch of different antioxidants such as copper, potassium, manganese, magnesium, iron, and vitamin A. So athletes experience increased strength and then less inflammatory soreness. So we're starting with that as number one.
Okay, I love it. What's number two?
Number two is that it helps regulate your sleep. If I had a dime for all the clients that I've had come to me over the last, dozen years, or actually 10 years, a decade, so many people are sleep deprived, and there's multiple reasons for that. But it's really neat to note that, by the way, it's the dwarf cherry in the cherry juice. You have to get the right cherry, and it's called tart cherry juice, but it's made of dwarf cherries. It has a natural component in it, which is a hormone that we create in the body called melatonin. And then it also has tryptophan in it, which is an amino acid that converts to serotonin. So serotonin helps regulate your mood and your sleep. So you've got 2 sleep components in there. So when you take it before bedtime, it helps you sleep, and it helps you sleep deeper.
Love it. Love it. We all got to sleep, right?
We all got to sleep, yes.
Okay, what's number 3?
Number 3 really pertains to a certain group of people. And again, in that aging category, it's not something you've ever had and hopefully never will, but gout, which is a buildup of uric acid in the body. And a lot of people that drink a lot of alcohol or eat a lot of red meat or have it in their genes, or all 3 of those, tend to get gout. And that's where you have to have like a toe amputated or a whole foot. So this particular dwarf cherry breaks
Gout?
down
I
the
never
uric.
heard of gout.
You really?
I don't think I heard of gout.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought that gout was a bunion. That's
No.
not the same thing?
It was
No,
your
okay,
granddad.
okay. My bad.
Well, do you remember when your granddad got a toe taken off? Your dad's dad?
Okay. So that was
he had
gout.
gout. So gout goes hand in hand with diabetes as well. It can be a kind of So it's really great as a natural breakdown of that uric acid for people with gout, or to prevent gout.
Okay, let's go 2 more, and then I have one additional question on something else than cherry juice.
Okay, this is a big one. And this, I feel like at age 56, this is something I think about as I go into, my 60s and whatever, is brain health. It gets rid of the oxidative stress in the brain, and oxidative stress is linked to 2 major things that we're seeing so much more of in today's, especially in the U.S., which is Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So that's huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
Yep. And then you wanted one more chance?
Yeah, let's go one more. That was a really good one.
Yep. These 2 go together. So it boosts the immune system. It helps prevent infections because it's so high in antioxidants, but in essence, it also protects from cancer. So it helps your immune system fight off cancer cells because of the type of antioxidants that it has. So that's a big one where, cancer is a household word now, right? Of any age.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great. So make sure you get your cherry juice, and it has to be, what'd you say?
Dwarf cherries?
Dwarf cherries?
It's dwarf cherries. And my tips for buying it would be, make sure it's organic, it's non-GMO, so they're not using pesticides, and it always needs to come in a glass jar. And when you read the label, you want to make sure it just says tart cherries and filtered water. You don't want anything from concentrate. You don't want any added sugars or chemicals or stabilizers, just those 2 ingredients in a glass jar.
I love it. And then I have one more question before we get on. Seed oils.
Yes.
It's becoming a big thing right now. People are becoming a lot more aware of it. People are learning the negative side effects to it. I would love just to touch on it. Maybe we can talk about it more in the weeks to come, but just to touch on seed oils and things you've learned on it.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that. I had pre-ordered a book that I just found out is arriving tomorrow, and I probably will read it in one day or at least by the end of the weekend, but it's called Dark Calories. I sound like my son. And it's the truth. Yeah, because you read a book, pretty much a book a week now, Chance, or even sometimes in a day. But it's all about the truth behind the vegetable and seed oil industry. And I have so much to say on this, and we can definitely do a whole segment on it. But I would say that the biggest offender in this vegetable oil category is canola oil, which many of you don't know is not from a vegetable. It was originally created as a lubricant in a manufacturing facility for manufacturing pieces of equipment. It's what keeps the joints oiled on pieces of a machinery. They decided, no, it should. And so the body can't recognize it. And it is definitely a precursor to lots of autoimmune and lots of different cancers out there. And it's in literally everything. And the other one that people think is so great for you, and it's not, is sunflower oil. And it's not so much that it's from the sunflower, because that actually does grow in the earth, but it's how they extract it. They use chemical solvents. They use different properties that then end up in the oil, and you are digesting, and your kids are digesting. And now we've got lots of autoimmune and ADHD and all these different things going on because we've digested the oil that was chemically processed.
Wow. So basically, stay away from seed oils.
And it's, we'll do a show on it to really identify what ones and how to read labels. But I think people are so missed in America, and many of these seed oils are banned in other countries. So if that doesn't tell you something, like, hello, and we have the highest cancer rates in the whole world.
My goodness. So, some quick summary: make sure you get your tart cherry juice, dwarf cherries.
Yep.
And secondly, do not buy seed oils, especially to say canola oil.
Yeah, read your labels. It's tucked in so many crackers, and it's in protein powders, it's in bars, it's in your granola, it's in everything.
Yeah, I gotta probably go home and check my granola. I had some this morning, so
right.
But I appreciate you calling in. That's our what's it? Warrior Within
Wellness. Yep, Warrior Within Wellness tip.
Love it. I appreciate you. You'll be calling in next week, so we'll get another story here soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Absolutely. Appreciate the time. Once again, that was Debbie Thomas. Shout out Chancellor's mother. Man, she is full of a lot of knowledge when it comes to that stuff.
Oh, it gets crazy. Yeah, you can find her stuff is all at soultenderwellness.com. Simple as that, Soul Tender Wellness on Instagram as well. But yeah, no, she's super knowledgeable, this is her lane.
Well, it tells you how important it is too. It's like, and this is nothing against anti-medicine, right? If you're sick, go talk to the doctor. Go get that stuff figured out.
Right.
But it's also important to realize you can do things on your own to really mitigate a lot of this stuff before you even have to get to the doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
And say you do go to the doctor and they want to put you through some procedures, do what you can before you even get to that point. And then if it's still bad, maybe you do have to go through with it. That might be fine as well. But there's a lot of things we can do to prevent a lot of this stuff down the line. And gout, like, you know anybody with gout?
I mean, I just kind of learned what gout was.
Okay. It's the dwarf cherries. I want to, shout. I might let some of my own people know that, because I know I have some people in the family that suffer with it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't have it. I know that stuff's incredibly painful.
Yeah.
Like, it's to the point where you can't walk.
Really?
And it just flares up randomly. It's like sharp. What I hear is like a bunch of just sharp crystals just pinging, just pushing up against your skin, and it's just like really tight. And it's just like a ball of needles right in a brutal spot. It's an ugly feeling, I imagine. Gout.
Why'd they name it that?
I'm sure there's a scientific reason that I'm not smart enough to understand. It probably branches off of something Latin. Who knows? But that's a good one. There's a lot of things you can do. And again, with the seed oil, you're definitely right. I think people are waking up to it.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. We have like such an abundance of stuff. Like corn, I know, is one of those. Shout out Nebraska. We're good with our corn here.
Yeah.
But we just get this abundant, and it's like, well, we have so much of it. We can grow a lot of it. What can we use it for? Well, we can use it for oil. We can use it for corn syrup. Another thing that's terrible. If we have an excess of it, we'll find a lot of ways to use it. Mm-hmm. Some of it good, a lot of it bad, especially if it's going into our body. Like she said it right there. Like canola oil was not a seed. That's a lubricant.
Yeah, a lubricant for machinery.
Yeah,
that's insane. And we're putting that in our bodies. And when we see canola oil in literally everything, the butter, the chips, literally the canola oil is in everything. And if you look, bro, I was trying to buy pasta sauce the other night without any type of like oil in it.
Everywhere.
It has canola oil in it or vegetable oil in it. I'm like, bro, it's pasta sauce. Why y'all need to add anything? Add some olive oil in there.
You get like 10 ingredients down. Oh, there's tomatoes.
Yeah, for real.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's dangerous out there. So make sure y'all be aware of what y'all put in your bodies. That's why we have this segment, Warriors Within Wellness Tips. That's what we're naming it. But yeah, we're gonna kick it to a break real quick.
Yeah. So again, shout out Debbie Thomas. We'll do that. It sounds like we'll do it pretty frequently in here. And I'd recommend, get a notepad out when that one comes up, because those are just things that don't cost a lot of money. You can go figure it out, a way to do it and take care of your body before something serious actually happens. Or if you get a tinge of something bad, maybe you can take care of it before it does really become a serious problem. We'll throw it to break here. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, the host to my left, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. One more segment. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
When you look at Nebraska baseball, a 40-win season, best pitching in the Big Ten, above average offense for the Big Ten. You go to regionals, far and away the best pitching staff, but a good half a run below even the third worst offense in that regional. When you look at Nebraska baseball, is that a program that needs to improve the pitching first or the lineup first to be able to make more of a dent in the postseason?
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
The highlight of the first segment easily was Jake being concerned about the sand that would need to be brought into Memorial Stadium if they played soft.
It's for the optics here. It just looks better with sand.
So do you think the infield is just sand, Jake?
I see. What's wrong with you?
It's not sand.
It looks better with the sand look on it.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Old School with DP and J.
Everybody's going to focus on his intensities and antics. I think he would be just fine because Billy Donovan is doing well, right? He's intense as all get out. But how do you think he would transition to the NBA as a coach? And then also, what does this tell you about the Lakers?
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewing, the host to my left. I've been asking this to wrap up the show, every single show tonight so far, because it's interesting news. A lot of opinions to feel about it. So when you look at the Big 12 compared to the SEC and the Big 10, they're looking at within about 3 to 4 years, they will be at an annual $20 million deficit compared to those other conferences. That obviously that's a problem if you're $20 million behind.
Right.
TV deals, players, all that stuff's going to play a role. So in order to make up for that, they're getting creative. And within that, what's left to sell? There's TV deals. It really comes down to sponsors. What's a big way to get sponsor money? You take it, you put it in the conference name. So get rid of big, insert sponsor 12. How do you feel about that?
Like Reese's 12?
Reese's 12, State Farm 12, Wonder Bread 12, GoDaddy 12. You can be really funny about it if you want to.
GoDaddy 12.
Yeah. You could be really smart. The proper 12.
Right.
Or just call it proper 12. You're good right there.
That's absurd.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks, right? Because if I am the commissioner of the Big 12,
is it going to change every week or like?
It'll be like probably, it's like stadiums. So I like, you know how Heinz Field's been renamed for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
I'd imagine it'll go something like this. People still call it Heinz Field. I'd imagine people always call it Big 12, like within conversations, but it'll be like 5-year deal. This conference will be known as the State Farm 12.
I wonder how much that title's going to go for.
It's record-breaking amounts is what they're talking about.
Like bees?
Like, I don't know about billions, but certainly high millions.
Yeah, definitely
maybe billions. I don't know what 5 years would look like. I don't think it's touching that. But
for 5 years?
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to figure out like how long this is going to work, but it's going to be lucrative enough to cover the gap, certainly. Because if you can insert that sponsor name into I hate it, but if you're the Big 12, it's like that's what happens. And then you got the House versus NCAA settlement we've talked about too. You got to figure out a way to pay for that. Thank God you're not one of the other 27 conferences. If you're the Sun Belt 12, you're going to try to.
Oh yeah.
Like we're heading in this era where it'll be the sponsor 12. Remember when the NBA
put Sunchip 12, the Sunchip. You said the Sun Belt?
Sun Chips.
The Sun Belt. Yeah. The salsa Sun Chip.
Some of these could be really funny.
Yeah.
You know, you can make a way to make it enjoyable, but it's I hate it. But that's what happens when people get cornered in the House versus NCAA settlement. Thank God you're not one of the other 27 conferences, but you still are clearly not the Big 10 or SEC. How are you going to make up that room so you don't just fall apart and then you get absorbed?
Yeah.
Like we're going to see jerseys. That's the next step.
We talked about that.
We kind of see it on the fields already. I hate it. This is what happens when money takes over.
Yeah, the Doritos 12 on the way.
Yep.
That is crazy.
I hate it, but it is what it is. I don't hate the commissioner. I understand his hands are kind of tied here.
Right.
But it sucks.
Dang. I mean, the Big 10 gonna stay, right?
Oh, Big 10. Yeah, we got the money. SEC got the money.
They're gonna keep it 10 though?
Yeah. It'd be insane. That'd be such a jerk move. Could you imagine? It's like that. The Big 12 caves into the thing that probably hurts pride the most. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, now we're all fair and square again. Let's make sure we get a sponsor so we can just dominate money-wise again.
At this point, just do like a East and West, bro.
It'd be nice.
The East team would be nuts. The East team wouldn't even be fair.
Yeah, the East would just take over. You'd be looking at few teams in the West that would stand a chance.
Yeah. Or you could just do the NFC, AFC model.
You'd be better off going north-south. Because the SEC down there, I mean, it'd be kind of the Big 10 SEC, but you could at least split up. The California, you can try kind of draw. You can gerrymander it and try to figure out a way to make it equal.
Yeah, that South is just too. That's too much. You
some
got
hardcore gerrymandering. Maybe.
Yeah, you got all Floridas. You'd have to split up some Florida teams. You can't have Georgia, Bama, LSU, Texas,
Oklahoma,
Texas Ole Miss. You can't have all of them guys on the same team.
You would have to like gerrymander a big swath of the SEC and then break out again to take like some of the big dogs out.
You'd have to just do shirts and skins. Shirts and skins. Shirts and skins conference.
Oh my!
Yeah, I don't even know. Jaw straws or something.
Yeah, it's crazy world we're in. I mean, that's just where we're at these days. You gotta sell your own conference name for money just to make it work.
Hey, make sure that's all you selling.
There, you're right there. I think it's a good point to end up on. Make sure that's the only thing that's being sold. We're gonna wrap it up. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington? But don't go anywhere. One-on-one with DP. The man's still here working late. We got one more show, and then of course we'll set up a replay for you guys once that one's wrapped up. So still rolling here on Ticker Weeknights. Appreciate you guys listening, but we're not done yet. We'll talk to you in a little bit.